51 years ago, a man was convicted of raping and killing a 5-year-old Broward boy. Then he murdered a 13-year-old.
He also confessed to killing 2 more children. Now he wants out of prison. Will this murderer from the 1960s be allowed to walk free? The 19's Patrick Fraser has more in this 7 News investigation.
Calvin McNeil got the phone call that stunned him.
Oh man, I could have just died.
Calvin was told this man, Leon Holston, the man who admitted to killing his brother, was asking a judge to let him out of prison. The same Leon Holston who lived in his neighborhood in the 1960s.
We was told to stay away from him because he had killed a 5-year-old.
In 1964, when Holston was 14 years old, he was convicted of raping and killing a 5-year-old boy. He was sent to the notorious Dozier School for Boys. He was released after 14 months, newspapers say, because he made good adjustments. Holston returned to his mother's home in Pompano Beach.
Same neighborhood, same everything.
And within a few months, the same thing happened again. Holston was accused of raping and killing an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old on the same day. When police caught him, old newspaper stories reported he bragged about another dead boy.
Y'all missing one that y'all didn't find. So he took him, showed him where my brother was at.
That was Calvin's brother, 13-year-old Tally McNeil. Holston was charged with killing all 3 boys, but after a jury sentenced him to death in 1966 for killing the white victim, he did not go on trial for killing Tally and the other teenager.
And he also made a comment that y'all better be glad y'all caught me, like he was gonna kill all the boys in the neighborhood.
After the death sentence was overturned a few years later, Holston walked out of court smiling. He was left to serve the rest of his life in prison, and without Tally, the McNeils were left in pieces.
Because he was fun, he was loving, and with him being gone, it just tore our whole family apart.
The McNeil family's home later burned down, meaning there are no pictures of Tally to share from 51 years ago. But his mother sees his face every day.
I dream about him too. I think about him often.
Even worse, Holston sent the family a letter from prison.
Well, he was sorry.
Then the McNeils say Holston described what Tally said in his last few seconds.
And then after he realized that he was gonna kill him, he said, well, before you kill me, please just let me pray. And Leon said when he started praying, that's when he started stabbing him with the knife 16 times.
The McNeil family was so disgusted they threw Holston's letter away.
Holston would have been in prison for the rest of his life, but the Florida Supreme Court ruled any teenager sentenced to life should get a new hearing, meaning Holston will be in a Broward courtroom to argue he's been in prison long enough, he's not dangerous, and he should be set free.
This is the indictment.
Maria Schneider has many of the records from Holston's 1966 murder trial that detail the gruesome facts, and she wants the court to also consider Holston admitted killing Tally McNeil and the other boy.
We seek to have the life sentence imposed. An informed decision will lead to deciding that this gentleman poses a threat and that he should remain incarcerated.
On the other side of the courtroom, Rachel Newman will try to get Holston released from prison, arguing he is not the same man who went in as a 16-year-old.
We will have scientific testimony as to juvenile brain development and how children think and act differently. He's also blind, which is a factor that needs to be considered.
Neither attorney knows if Judge Raj Singhal will one day set Holston free, but sitting in that courtroom will be Tally's family, knowing what they say should be done.
I feel that he shouldn't be let out. And if he get out, he's gonna do it again. I don't care how old. It's still, he's a sick man.
The McNeil family is convinced Holston cannot change because of something he was accused of doing to Tally's body for days.
The thing that he did, he not only killed him, he molested him. After my brother was dead, he went back to his corpse time and time again. And you want to release that?
51 years ago, his brother was raped and murdered. 51 years later, the man who was accused of doing it is saying he's changed and should be set free. I'm Patrick Fraser, 7 News.